There is something about decluttering sentimental items that instantly take you back in time. Maybe it's the smell, maybe it's the dust, or maybe it's just seeing something you haven't thought about in 20 years, and then suddenly you remember exactly what kind of person you were when you last used it. And things that have been sitting in a box for decades that were completely forgotten still contain memories of a childhood birthday party, a summer afternoon, or our teenage bedrooms. And they are not just things, they are a person you haven't thought about in years. They are a part of your personality. And I think that's probably why sentimental decluttering is so much harder than decluttering clothes or a kitchen cabinet. Because when we're letting go of the object, it can feel like we're letting go of the memory and the part of our old selves too. But maybe we don't actually have to choose between things and personality. Maybe we can let go of the things without letting go of the memories. So this is the old Kornboden of our farm here in Germany. It's like a big attic, and somewhere here the toys from my 90s childhood are stored. At some point my parents decided that they don't want to keep my toys anymore. I mean, I can't blame them, and they just stored them all here while we were in the US. And now my kids are probably old enough to play with some of them, and I want to make space for our move in a couple of months because we are coming back to Germany and I want to have space here. So I decided that I will start already now with decluttering, and today I'm going to take you with me. It's not a typical super nice minimalistic background today, but this is real life. And honestly, I have no idea what I'm gonna find. There will probably be a lot of childhood memories that I totally forgot about. Maybe I will cry some tears if you already decluttered some of your old childhood memories, or maybe you're one of the persons that are really having a hard time to let go of stuff from their childhood. Then maybe this is a good video for you. And if you're also a 90s kid, maybe even from Germany, maybe you will recognize some stuff. And yeah, I would say let's get started. Okay, so I packed some of the boxes here. I went through a lot of stuff already back there, which I'm definitely not gonna declutter today because it's a lot. And I know that my kids will love the Legos and everything for Christmas 2027. And by that time, we will be here back in Germany. So I would just keep it back there. They will get it as a Christmas gift in 2027. But those are the boxes that I want to go through today. There's a lot of dust on top of them. I have no clue what's inside of them. And yeah, I want to go through them in order to see if I can sell something of them. I think there should be some of those old Polly Pocket things in there. And I somewhere read online that they are worth a lot of money right now. And maybe we can find some pieces that I can sell for a bunch of money and invest it in our ETFs. Because I think sometimes we have a lot of money sitting in the attic. That's A. And B, I want to go through to see if I can bring some toys back to my kids in the US. I'm only flying with hand luggage, so it can't be too much. But I know that they will for sure love some of mom's old toys. And yeah, I would say let's dig through them. They got a little helper here. Okay, so I found this one. This is the coolest find because I love to play on this one when I was younger. Like, this is an N64, a Nintendo 64. Super old. I'm not even sure if this is working anymore. We look at the cables. I don't think that modern TVs still have those outlets anymore. So yeah, and it was here in, I don't know, 100 degrees Fahrenheit and also in -20. So I'm not sure if the electronics are still working. But this was the coolest thing. I love to play the Pokemon games. I spent so much time on this when I was, I don't know, 8 or 9. Another thing I found is, it's actually not my whole Sims collection, but it's this one. the Sims medieval times, and I played a lot of Sims when I was younger. That sounds like I was gaming the whole time. That's not true. I spent a lot of time outside, but German winters are long, so in the German winters I played a lot of Sims and N64. Growing up in Germany in the 90s felt so much different in hindsight when I look at the world my kids are growing up in right now. There were not as many toys available as there are today, and things actually lasted forever and didn't break after the first month. We didn't have smartphones and TikTok, and we didn't have a million things constantly competing for our attention. In fact, I read my favorite Wendy magazines at least 4 or 5 times because there was simply no endless stream of media available to distract me. And I'm not saying that everything was better, but there was just this feeling of absolute, as we Germans would say, Sorgenfreiheit, a peace of mind that I am afraid our kids and grandchildren won't experience anymore. And there are so many little things I remember from that time. On getting up early on Saturday morning because you didn't want to miss your favorite show, Tamagotchis, Game Boys, and CDs and cassette tapes. And there's one thing that ties all those strings together, and it's waiting for your favorite TV show, waiting for your birthday, waiting for Christmas, and waiting for photos to be developed. When we were younger, we just couldn't have everything instantly, and I think that is exactly what we are lacking today in the world of overconsumption. When everything is available at all times, what is it that is still special anymore? You can probably tell that I was a Pokemon fan. I just found my collections, my sticker collections. This is so cool. This really brings back childhood memories. I would always go every Monday with my piggy bank money that I got from my grandparents to the store. We had a little store in our German village and they sold everything. And I always got the stickers from there. Yeah. Crazy. Okay, guys, I think I found the craziest treasure right now because in the beginning I told you that I suspect Polly Pocket doll houses to be on this attic, and I found a bunch of them. Look how pretty they are. Maybe some masterpieces, and I played so much with them when I was younger. Look, I got so many of them. Oh, and those are the mini Polly Pockets. I don't want to give it away too soon, but I think that those are like super sought after online. I've just found a real treasure. Hey, that's my hand. What are you doing here? You just want to be here with me, huh? He just wants my company. I found 2 things that I definitely gonna take for my sons because they will love them. It's this alarm clock. It's a Lego alarm clock, so you can like build up something here. And this little portemonnaie, because they have their own money now. I'm absolutely pro piggy bank money for small children so that they learn how to handle money from a very young age. So I think I'm gonna give them this one so that they can store their money. I actually don't know the English word. Maybe you can help me. But those ones, like the little audiobook stories, maybe you can let me know the right word. I get quite a lot here, at least like 30, but we don't have a player for this anymore. So I would either have to get a new player to let my kids play with those, or I will sell them and see what I can still get for them online if somebody's still buying them. I don't know. Maybe it's like CDs and nobody wants them anymore. Yeah, and I also found a bunch of Barbies. I don't know why they're all. I'm not sure. Maybe I put the clothes somewhere else. Yeah, and I think this one, for example, this is Quasimodo from the Disney editions. Maybe I can sell those because I'm pretty sure that I have 2 boys and my boys will definitely not gonna play with the Barbies. You won't believe it, but I found the Barbie clothes. I found the whole package with all the accessories and the Barbie clothes. But this is gonna be a lot of work to figure out which Barbie goes with which clothes so that I can sell them, just in case you didn't know. And if you're also on your decluttering journey, financial freedom journey, you want to build a simpler life, whatever, I have actually a bunch of free planners on my website. You can just download them, leave your email address. I'm gonna link them down below, and you can get them free in your inbox right away. Oh my god, did you read those when you were younger? It's like the Donald Duck tales and everything. In German, we call them lustige Taschenbücher, like funny pocket books. My son will love those, so I think I'm gonna pack 1 or 2 of them in my suitcase. Okay, so I found a couple of things that I can still put in my hand luggage. The alarm clock, the purses, some quizzes about history and underwater animals. They will love those. And some funny pocket books. Yeah, this is all I'm going to take with me to the US. I'm going to try to sell the Barbies. I'm going to try to sell some of the Polly Pockets. And I will have to order some cables for the N64 to check if it still works. If it still works, I think I'm going to game a little bit on it and then sell it as well, because I don't see a reality where this thing really has a super high value in my life. I mean, it's nice to have, it's nostalgic. There are a lot of memories connected with it, but I think I have those memories already stored in my brain, and I don't need to own the physical thing to have those memories still inside me. You grew up in the 90s or even in the 80s or 70s. What is the one thing that you miss the most? And when you think about this question, maybe it's not necessarily a thing that pops up in your mind, but rather a memory. And that shows again that maybe we don't necessarily need the object to keep those memories, but those memories are stored inside us. If we keep those objects at home and clutter our homes with them, or if we just let them go, the memories are still in us. And probably we just miss who we were at that point when we had this item and not the item itself. Maybe it makes it easier for you to let go of those items when you realize that those experiences you made and those memories you made with this thing shape the personality you are today, and that it has nothing to do anymore with the physical thing itself that is still sitting in your home. So if you don't want to keep everything, but you're still struggling with letting go of sentimental items, I'm going to tell you how I am usually approaching those things. First, I take a picture. I just take a picture of the item. I put this picture in a separate folder where I know I can always access it and I can always dig this memory out, and I don't have to necessarily have the thing in my hand. Sometimes it's even enough when I see the picture of the thing. And probably it's actually more likely that I will take a look at this folder and the pictures instead of going to the attic and getting all of my stuff out of a box and then having it physically in my hand. And if that doesn't help, you also can write down the memory you so desperately want to keep. You can write down what you remember about this item, what kind of scene you have in your mind, who gave it to you, where did you play with it, and how did it make you feel? And third, I ask myself one simple question: if I would find this box with those things 10 years from now, would I be genuinely happy that I kept those items? Not would I feel guilty by throwing this away because it would hurt somebody's feelings, and not if the thing was expensive. Because let's be honest, if you are already a little bit further in your decluttering journey, you probably made the experience that of all the decluttered items, you probably missed none, not a single one. Take the picture, write down one memory. You can also just write down the memory in the picture note, and then that's it. Let it go. So that it only takes mental capacity from you when you actually want it and when you actually choose to open the folder with the pictures, but it's at least not taking up your physical capacities anymore. And decluttering and minimalism is not about proving how little you can own. It's more about deciding what actually deserves a place in your brain.